All right, I mean, chat, let's do this tier list. This is a community tier list. So this is going to be my input as well as your guys' input. So I need you guys to cook for me because this represents all of us. And like I said, your name is on the screen. So if you say some crazy shit, everyone's going to know it was you. And we'll try our best to put the tiers in order. The exact order can be hard. I mean, when you got 48 players you're trying to rank, like the difference between number 19 and number 20 is obviously really not that big, but we'll try our best. And if this gets posted on Reddit and people roast us, I'm blaming you guys, just so we know. Just so that's all clear. All right, we got Merc up first. I'm definitely saying A, right? I mean, he's the first guy, so we don't even have to worry about where we put him. He's just going straight into A. Next up, we got a BZ. He's one of those players that the first two majors, first two stages was great. The next two, pretty mid, right? Pretty mid, especially in hardpoint. But even his SND this past stage wasn't that good. Like if you saw his SND stats, like first blood wise, he actually was like negative in first bloods. I think he had like a 0.8 or a 0.9 KD in SND this past stage, but obviously, this is for the whole year, so the whole that stage doesn't override everything he did. I feel like he's like low A or high B. I'm putting him top of B. We got his teammate Draza up next. Who's probably, I think Draza's A tier. Again, the exact order by the end of this might not be like, you know, no one's ever gonna perfectly agree with the exact order. If you think Draza's above Merc or below Merc, like, you know, he's not that deep, but we're gonna try our best. The entire season and was pretty good. I'm gonna put him above. I'm gonna put him above Merc, but all right, Capsidal. He feels like he was okay. Okay, yeah. Next up, we got Skies. I don't know, D, right? I would say. I mean, Skies got dropped off of 2 teams, so you know what I mean? He got dropped off of 2 different teams this season. Let's move on to Nep. S tier? Do we think Nep is still S tier? Do you think when you look at the season as a whole, he drops to top of A? I don't know. Like, if he's top of A, I mean, he's like top of A, right? Like, he would be like, if Joe is S, Nep is S. See, I can agree with that. We're gonna put him top A. I want to try and make this like really the top guys are at the top. Next up, we got Johnny. Maybe top end of C. When you watched LAG, I think more often than not, he was their best player. That's not saying much for LAG. I think we put him in C for now. Next up, Cammy. Cammy has been really bad, but also had some pretty solid moments throughout this season. But he had a couple moments where I felt like he was decent. I mean, he only had 1 qualifier where he went positive. I think he's top D. I think he's top D for now. Bart only played the 1 qualifier and the 1 tournament. He was not very good at control. I think he's under Cammy. I think if I had to pick, he's under Cammy. I know Cammy wasn't great this year, but he played the entire season. All right, next up, we got Nero. Some insane moments this year. I feel like, dude, this last major, this guy was insane. Look at these, bro, look at these major 4 stats. Bro, look at the Slayer ratings. What do you guys say? Top C, low B, high C, low B, Nero, low B, B. I'm gonna put him in B for now. He's gonna end up probably at the back end. All right, Real. What do we think about Real? His actual overall stats are pretty good, to be honest. I actually didn't realize that his overall KD stats were this solid. I mean, he only had 1 part of this season where he had a negative KD and it was a 0.98. I feel like he just had some series like this. Like he had like the 0.8 regularly, like every 5 games, he dropped like a 0.8. It's hard to say like some of these guys are better than a BZ because a BZ won 2 events, right? Like I feel like when you win 2 events, it feels like disrespectful to put other people like above him. Next up, we got Slasher. He started the year out great. Dude, I remember for like the first 3 weeks of the game, we actually were saying Slasher was like the best AR. It was him and Dashy were the 2 best ARs in the game. Slasher's slow, man. Slasher's slow. Next up, we got Kremp. He definitely was C9's best player this year. I agree with that 100%. You guys think Kremp was... I see some of you guys saying, hey, you think he was a better SMG than Real and a BZ this year? I don't think he was definitely better, though, where he's in A tier. Like, he's a tier above them. All right, next up, we got Estriel. He was good until they got Kenny, bro. Dude, I mean, look at the numbers. Where'd they pick up Ken? Was it major 3 qualifiers? All right, next up, we got Envoy. And real quick, let me just take a second to thank the sponsor of this video, 1v1me. If you haven't checked out 1v1me already, it is a place for you to watch and stake esports all day. Some of the biggest and best SND streamers in Black Ops 6 play on this platform in the league. All you have to do to get started is click the link in the description and use code ATC at sign up for a $10 stake. Always remember to gamble responsibly and let me know what you think about 1v1me in the comments. Up S tier? No. I think he's A. I think Envoy's A. His overall numbers, one of the best control players in the game. I just feel like Envoy was consistent, bro. His SND was really good, especially the back half of the year. I mean, you guys are gassing him up. I mean, I try not to be biased. All right, we'll put him there. We'll put him here behind Nep. All right, next up, we got Beans. Overall numbers. Actually, his SND KD is insane. I didn't realize he was top 5 in that. Pretty good here. Good major. Major 3, major 4. Wasn't really anything crazy. I feel like he's like probably in here. I feel like Beans was one of the better ARs. But on average, SMGs were probably better than ARs this season. Next up, we got Hook. Dude, these numbers are crazy. I know he didn't play as long as some other players, but this is insane numbers. Hardpoint kills per 10 was just great. It was up there. Didn't play a lot of OBJ, but he didn't have to. A, S, A or S, low A, high B, top A. I think he's here. Purge. I think Purge was underrated this season. But I think Purge definitely was like, I don't know. I think the way he played with Snoopy helped get the best out of Snoopy a lot of the time. His KDs don't look good. KD's not everything. So let's look at the other stats. B, high B, bottom B, top C, C, top C. I think he's probably top C. I don't think I'd put him next to like Kremp or Nero or Estriel. Okay, next up we got Lunars. Look at his SND. Oh. How often do you see someone with 3 red bars and then a green bar, right? I mean, this is just a lot of like the players who like were just kind of bad most of the season, maybe came in late, but weren't anything crazy, or it's hard to balance it, I feel like, in these tier lists because some people really weigh how good a team was and some people try to do this without looking at the team at all, which I feel like you need to find that middle ground, but it's definitely hard. I'm putting Scrap in the S tier. All right, Insight. He makes plays you don't see on the scoreboard. Like if you actually watch the games, I mean, there's a lot of times I feel like just in recent memory, like the last stage, where Insight was like rotating. And he was like winning rotations for his team at hardpoint. Kenny D, Persian C, and Wake's gonna be CD. That's 3/4 of a champs team in bottom 2 tiers, so Snoopy better be A or some shit. I hear you, but also an entire team could be in C tier and make champs. Like all of your players could be mid, but if they play well together, their team could be better than a team that has some individually better players, but overall was worse. He's somewhere in here. Again, if you have him right here, you have him right here, it's really not that deep. Poor Vivid. The Vivid curse lives on, bro. You drop Vivid, you get worse. It's just a fact these days. I'll put him behind Insight just because he didn't play the whole season, I guess. And it's not his fault. I'm sure if it was up to him, he would have played the whole season. Yeah, let's put him next to Cammy. I feel like that seems like a fair spot for him. For Big Wake. Where does Kleenex go? Low A, top B. What do we think? I think he's probably in this range, somewhere here. I mean, Kleenex is always good. Kleenex is another one of those players that I feel like can be underrated at times. I'm just gonna put him next to Hook for now. All right, next up we got Abuza. Next up we got see the Surge players are another team I feel like were individually outside of Neptune. It wasn't anything crazy, but they were so good as a unit that it's like I feel like it could be hard to rank them. I mean, Abuza, if you looked at it, if I showed you these numbers, right? If I covered this and you didn't know who we were talking about and I showed you these numbers, I don't think you would guess this is Abuza. But you know how good he is for this squad and how like just every piece of that team just felt like it fit perfectly to make them hit the peaks they did this season. I feel like he's B tier. I'll put him next to Bean, so we're gonna keep moving. Next up, we got Dylan Attach. My bad. Hey, listen, Attach is gonna do great things content-wise, and he did amazing things in his career. So one bad year, we'll let it slide. It's not the end of the world. It's one bad year. God damn. Bro, look at his hardpoint KDs. 0.5, 0.6, 0.6, 0.7. Again, no disrespect to Priesta. 100T legend right there. You know what I'm saying? I got hella respect and love for Priesta. Just not his year. Just not his year. All right, next up we got Super. Number 1 SND KD is so tippable. I feel like he played a similar amount as Merc. And I mean, if you look at the Rookie of the Year race, I think he's over Merc, in my opinion. Some people don't agree with that. All right, next up we got Nasty. Another guy, again, the Surge guys. B, low B, solid B. I think he's better than his teammate Abuza. All right, Shotzi. Where does Shotzi go? See, Shotzi's one of those guys that I bet you his stats look good, but when we watch the games, you know, we know what we saw, right? We know what we saw. I think Shotzi's B, but like where in here does he go? 3 top 8s and lost 24 maps in a row. They did lose, what was it? Was it 20 maps in a row or like not 21 maps in a row or something like that? But all right, we'll put him here. I'm just gonna put him here. All right, next up we got Rencor. I actually kind of like this spot for Rencor right here, bro. I can't lie. I actually really like this spot. Might have been the 3rd best AR this season, behind Scrap and Cell. Is that crazy? I think he's definitely top 5. I think you could have him probably anywhere between 3 and 5. I'll put him here. I don't care. I'm using my streamer power and I'm overruling. We're gonna put him here. I mean, some of you guys agree with me. All right, next up we got Geo, the rocker. The players seemed decent, but the results were just never there. Overall KDs are decent. I'm gonna put him in the tier with his teammates. I feel like they're all in the same tier. Well, at least those 3. All right, next up we got Metals. Does things you don't see on the scoreboard. Has some inconsistency issues. 3/4 of Rocker are better than 3/4 of Boston, but Boston are going to champs and Rock aren't. Yeah, I think individually, yeah. I think these 3 Rocker players are better than these 3 Boston players, but it doesn't mean they were a better team. But that's what I'm saying is just because you have better players doesn't mean you have a better team. Is KD let's not look at the KDs. Metals is not a KD guy. We're just gonna put him there for now. Again, if you disagree with the exact placements, I ain't losing sleep over it. All right, we got Joe Deceives. I mean, listen, this is the question with Joe Deceives. Do you think he was better or worse than Neptune on the season? Neptune obviously didn't play as long, but Nep played pretty much the whole season. He missed 1 stage. I'm putting him there for now. All right, we got Sib. He just had a terrible team. He's good. I mean, he had Mac and Kremp playing better than him in the first half of the year. We'll put him there for now. All right, Celium. I mean, not much to be said. All right, Dashy, B or C? B. I think B. I think my initial thought was B somewhere. Been poor on land, 0.98. Damn, really? Well, we'll put him in front of the rocker, guys. What do you think for T-Fel? I'll put him next to his buddy Lunars. Dashy over Shotzi all time. Dashy over Shotzi all time is an insane shout. That's an insane shout. Arcides is probably like what? I don't know, next to Fellow, I guess. All right, Hydra. S tier. Bang. Easy peasy. I mean, no questions asked. All right, 04. KDs are nothing to write home about, but that's not his role. That's not what he's there for. I might just put him next to Nasty. Just put him next to his buddy, you know what I'm saying? Fred, what are his numbers? His SND was, dude, he's number 50 in search KD this season. All right, Simp. We're putting Simp in the S tier. Some people might think Simp was like kind of mid at points this year, but I mean, I think he's Simp, bro. Look at these numbers. He had like one bad qualifier. He probably was the best SND player this season too. All right, Snoopy. I don't think people realize how good Snoopy was this year. He also plays a lot more objective than you would realize, or I think people think about when they think of Snoopy. In the Real Abizi range. Maybe like right next to Real. Where does Tej go? Tej was one of those players that I think had a really good start to the year and then kind of fell off the end of the year. Number 4, SND KD. I feel like he's like lower half of B if I had to pick. Where does Kenny go? D for damn Kenny, you ass, and not making champs. Okay. All right, we got 4 more players. Oh, look at who's last, dude. I didn't even do that. I swear to God, I didn't do that on purpose, but we were saving the best for last. Where do we put Xnid? I'd probably put him in C. I don't think he's in D. We'll put him next to Johnny for now. Gwyn, for like the first time ever, had a bad online stage in stage 4. It might be literally the only time he's ever had a bad online. Actually, major 3, he only had a 0.9. Look, he's not even a, look, chat. Everyone said he's an onliner. He went from a 0.99 to a 1 and then a 0.92 to a 1.04. On-lander confirmed. Don't look at the first half of the year. Block that. Just look down here. Gwyn near Tej, Nero, Estral. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I feel like on the whole season, I might say he was better than Tej, but it honestly isn't even by much. Where does the Bulldog go? His SND was really bad this year. And then Control was his best mode. But even that was kind of mixy. I mean, I guess his lands are hard to look at because they probably only played 1 tournament or 1 match at the tournament. All right, last guy, Dan Ghosty, chat. Top of S tier, right? Save the best for last. No, I think I'd have Ghosty in between Redcore and Draws. Let's see if anyone calls me biased. I'm waiting for it. I don't think people realize how solid Dan Ghosty was this year. Like, I'm talking about just like his numbers. Like, I think people know Ghosty's good. But I actually think his stats are actually better than people realized. Ghosty got to play all year on easy mode. Hell yeah, he did. You know why? Because he earned that shit. These 5 ARs might be like in the exact same realm of like they weren't Scrap or Celium, but they were the next group of ARs. Maybe you want to cut like Merc out because he didn't play most of the season, or even if you want to say maybe not Super either. But like, I think these are the next 3 after these 2. Wow, I'm surprised how thick the D tier got. Like, if we had to give out like a people's MVP for the season, then I guess unless you're like a FaZe fan, I think everyone's giving it to Envoy. All right, this is the tier list. This is the tier list, chat. Again, if you disagree with the exact placement of a player, it's not that deep. But if you think someone in C tier should be in like A tier, then obviously that's a pretty big difference. So feel free to let me know. Anyone who's watching the YouTube video, drop it in the comments and let me know. But I think this is pretty good. Trying to take into consideration my opinion, as well as like 50 people that have been watching most of this time, is definitely pretty difficult. But I think we did a pretty good job.